Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to fill out a customer order. Ooh, let's see if we can see that on there. Can you see it? All right, so these are the order forms that come in your kit, and so these are the ones that we're going to train on today. And so what I want you to do is go ahead and get the order forms out of your kit so you have one to look at. I want you to go ahead and open one up, and I want you to use one to write on. Okay, we're going to actually practice doing this and doing the math on this because I find that once you have the hang of how to do this, it's easy breezy from there. Okay, so super important, and go ahead and pause the video while you go grab an order form, or you can also print one off from the Tupperware portal if you need to. If your kit hasn't come in yet, feel free to go onto the Tupperware portal and print one from there. In the description in this video, I'll post how to find where the order form is to print. So go ahead and pause me and then we'll get started. All right, well, welcome back. So here you can see, this is a pretty basic order form. Again, I'm gonna try to find, there we go. If I do it at a little angle, we don't have the glare. So the top of this order form, it has room right here for you to put your information. You can use a stamp if you want to get a stamp from like Staples, or you can just simply write in your information. So in this case, I would write Angela Miller. And then my phone number, because you always want to make sure that your phone number is on here. Oh, 815. I can't talk and write at the same time, it turns out. 484-3017. Yes, you can put that in your phone and text me anytime, okay? All right, so right there on the top, you can see I put my information in there. Yes, I messed up on my own phone number. That's what I get for talking and writing. But I want to make sure that that's in there because that's going to go through to all the carbon copies as well. And so if they were to get home and they have any questions, they're going to have that pink copy with them when they leave the party or when they leave your presents. And then when there's products come in, then the hostess is going to have the yellow copies to give out with the products, okay? So you want to make sure that your phone number is on everything. The best way to do that is to push it right through the carbon copy. If you are using a stamp, you're going to have to stamp each one of the three because that stamp won't press through on the carbon copy. All right, so on here for their order form, we want to make sure that all their information is filled in. This is going to help alleviate any questions or problems at a later date. So right here, it's got name, address, city, state, and zip code, email address, and then over here is their home phone, cell phone, and these are super important. And oftentimes, if we don't mention to them that they need filled out or added, then they'll forget to add it. So you want to make sure that you really point out that those are there and to make sure that they add their phone number. If they only write one phone number, I usually ask them, is this your home phone or your cell phone? Nowadays, most of the time people have cell phones and very few people have home phones, but it's always good to know because you can't text a home phone. Okay, so I always circle whether it's a home phone or a cell phone number. Okay, if that person dated a Tupperware party of their own, then there's room right here for them to mark that they dated a party, and then what is the date of the party that they booked. All right, this one up here, this is the order date. So when did they actually place the order? Okay, so these are really pretty self-explanatory to fill that top part out, but it's always good to know and make sure you realize. There's also a part right here, you can see it right here, that says direct ship order, okay? This is a really important thing to know because sometimes they'll mark it thinking that you're gonna ship it directly to their house, but then you don't charge them the right shipping if you didn't check that. Okay, so the way that it works is when you do a Tupperware party, everything is shipped directly to the hostess or to you. You get to choose which way that you want it shipped. If you ship it to yourself, then it's your responsibility to bag it and tag it and deliver it to your hostess for her to deliver from there. If you have it shipped to the hostess, then your hostess is the one that's going to bag and tag everything and then of course still deliver it from there. Whichever way you decide is totally fine. Just make sure that if and when you ship it to your hostess directly, that you keep an eye on when it's being shipped and give her a call to make sure that you help her to be able to bag and tag everything. She's not going to know what everything is. It's a lot easier for us to tell what things are. So especially if you've abbreviated anything on the order form, she may not know what it is that you're talking about because the item numbers don't exactly match up when when it comes in the box. You really just kind of go by what it looks like, okay? So whether you ship it to yourself or you ship it to your hostess, either way, you just want to make sure that all the orders are correct and everything is there. If there are any problems with the order when it arrives, then you're going to call customer care, and that phone number can be located on the back of your catalog. Ooh, right there. Okay, so there's a teeny tiny little number on the back of your catalog. That is customer care's number. They're going to ask you for your consultant ID number, and they're also going to ask you for the party reference number. As we get into the Tupperware portal and we start looking at the different things that are on there, that'll all make a lot more sense. But just for the moment, know that if you were to ever have any problems, it's not a big deal. You just call it into customer care, and they take care of it for you right away. All right, so let's continue on with our order form. Go ahead and grab a current catalog, whether it's this one or if we have a new one, go ahead and grab a current catalog. And I want you to kind of briefly go through here. I'm sure that you've looked through the catalog many times at this point, and I want you to pick out 2 or 3 different items that you would like to purchase, okay? So go ahead and push pause, and I'm gonna pick a couple of items here as well. I think I'm going to do a soup mug. All right, so for that, I'm going to write in the item number. The quantity, I'm going to call it whatever I want. That's going to make it descriptive, okay? So you can use the one that's in the catalog or call it your own. So for me, I write CW soup mug. That tells me it's a Crystal Wave soup mug. And then the price is $9 in this catalog. All right, so I'm just going to write that in there. Let's see, I want to pick another one. How about, gosh, there's so many things to choose from. You know, I am going to pick 2 of the Great and Measure graters. Okay, so that is item number, and I'm going to do a quantity of 2. Great in Measure. Okay, so you can see here, all right, so I've got the item numbers. The item numbers are listed, the quantity, a brief description, and this one is the individual item cost, okay? And then, I gotta get to a calculator, hold on. All right, so then I'm gonna do 19 times 2 because my quantity is 2, which makes my total 38. Okay, can you see that? So it's 19 per piece, but because I'm getting 2, it's $38. Okay? All right, and then I want to add one more. Let's do a stack cooker because the stack cooker is seriously amazing. 5-1 stack cooker. And that is 11400 and 1. Okay. I know, super fun to watch me write, right? All right, so there you can see I have my 3 items, my quantities, my description, then the individual item prices, and then the total based on the quantity of items that I am purchasing. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take this totals column and I want to add those 3 items, okay? So not this one, we want to look at this one, right? Because we want to know what is the subtotal of the number of items that I'm getting. So for this particular one, I'm going to add these 3 up. And remember, I want you to pick 3 of your own. So pick different ones than what I picked because I want you to work on this math and I want you to try the math on your own, okay? So add those up. And feel free to press pause if you need more time. If you want to look through the catalog, whatever you want to do, push pause and fill in the items that you want to put on your order form. Make sure that you put at least 2, maybe even 3 different items, just so that you have some different numbers to work with, okay? All right. All right, so once you have your items on here, okay, and you've added up that totals column, right down here is where we're going to start filling in. Okay, now most of the time we just have product total. We do have a very small amount of food items. That's going to be our spices. Every once in a blue moon we'll have like a bread mix, but it's very few and far between. So when you see on your order form it says food total and it says product total without food, what they're talking about there is they're talking about if you have any spices or bread mixes, anything that is a food, then that's going to be totaled differently. And the reason for that is because the sales tax on food is different than the sales tax on product. Okay, so 99.99999% of the time you're going to be putting your whole total in that product total column or row. Where's it at? There it is. Okay, so right here you can see we have food total, we have product total, and then right there that 161 is my product total. Okay, then next there's a room for a subtotal, and that's where you can add the two numbers together. Your shipping is going to be 10% or $4.50, whichever is more. Okay, so really important that you understand how this works. So if you look at your total, okay, so in this case we have 161. 10% of 161 is, where's that? Hold on. Move the decimal over 1, so it's $16.10 would be 10%. Okay, you can also put it in your calculator, do 161 times 10%, or 161 times 0.1. Any of those methods will work to get you what that 10% is. Now, when you figure out your 10%, if the total that comes up is less than $4.50, you have to charge at least $4.50, okay? So, for example, if the shipping was only, I don't know, $2.79, then your shipping would actually be $4.50. Okay, so I know that's a lot of explanation. Maybe at this moment you're feeling a little confused. Here's another cheat, okay? If it is $45 or less for the product total, then your shipping is $4.50. If your total is $45.01 or more, it's going to be 10%. So everybody learns a little bit different way. Everybody can figure it out a little bit different way. So whichever one of those methods help you understand how to do the shipping, go for it. It's totally fine. And if you still have questions, you're just not sure, I've confused you beyond confusion at this point by trying to give you all the different methods to understand, just shoot me a quick text or a message and say, hey, okay, I still don't quite understand this, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, okay? So for example, on this one, we have my product total is 161. Look at yours and see what your product total is. So I have shipping of $16.10. How much do you have? All right, so now I'm going to take my 161 and add my shipping of $16.10, and that's going to give me a subtotal of $177.10. Okay, so take your subtotal plus your shipping and add that to the subtotal line 2. Okay, so what is the number that you got by adding your product total and your shipping total? All right, now we're going to figure in the taxes, okay? And you have to do it in this order. Florida state law stipulates that you have to tax the shipping. We have no control over that. So it's really important that you do it in this order in order to get the right number, okay? All right, so we take our 177.10 or whatever number you have, and we're going to multiply that by our hostess's local sales tax, okay? Super important that you understand that. Their local sales tax. So depending on where your hostess lives is going to depend on how much their sales tax is. So, so just check that ahead of time. You can go to Google and put in their zip code, say sales tax for, and then 46580, whatever their zip code is, and then it'll come up and tell you what the sales tax is. And then you just want to make sure that you use that sales tax. So for me in Warsaw, Indiana, our sales tax is 7%. So I would do 177.10 times 7% or times 0.07. Okay? So 177.1 times 0.07 gives me a sales tax of $12.40. Okay? All right. So you can see here it came up with $12.39.7. So because it's a 7, we're going to round up to 40 cents. Okay? All right. So I'm going to add my sales tax to my subtotal, and that gives me a grand total for this order is $189.50. All right. So you can see here, I got my subtotal of my products, my shipping, my subtotal from shipping and products together, my sales tax based on my hostess's local address, and then my grand total is located here. All right, so that grand total is the total amount that your hostess is going to pay. Okay? All right, if your, I'm sorry, not hostess, your customer. If your customer is going to pay with a debit or credit card, you're going to add their information in here. These boxes are really small, so make sure that you write very clearly so that you can easily tell what those numbers are when you go to put the order into the Tupperware portal. There's also a section here that asks if they're interested in any additional information, full or part-time work. They're more than welcome, and I encourage you to use this, this gray section and have them fill that out. And you can do raffles and drawings based on anyone who turned those in. All right. All right, so I think that answers pretty much all the questions about how to fill out the order form. Feel free to watch this video as many times as you need to. I encourage you to try several different orders to make sure that you've got the math correct. And if you're not sure, again, please message me or text me, and I'm more than happy to go through it with you. Maybe you just need it explained in a different way, or maybe you're missing a step. Whatever the case may be, let's just make sure that you fully understand so that it can be that much easier. All right, so your question for this video: how do you know what the sales tax rate is for your order? All right, have a great day, and thanks so much.